Imagine getting reintroduced to Clash of Clans after many years away. Excited to check if your old base is still active, only to realize you've lost your username and password. Knowing how difficult it can be to deal with Supercell support, you decide to start fresh, creating a new account at Town Hall 1. Feeling proud of your small achievement, you're eager to max your base as fast as possible. But then the reality hits. How fast is fast? Will it take months, years, or even decades? Doubt starts to creep in, and to make matters worse, you remember that Clash of Clans pushes out new town halls annually. Even if you somehow catch up, you'll always be playing behind on a free-to-play account. Sadly, this is the reality for many new and returning players who are struggling to get into Clash of Clans. Whether they're trying it for the first time or chasing old nostalgia, it's painfully clear that the game is not welcoming to them. From an ever-growing number of town halls to constant resource shortages, the game has become one of the least beginner-friendly experiences in 2024. The biggest hurdle is the inevitable feeling that you're always playing catch-up. Clash of Clans is at its core an idle game that relies on frequent updates to stay relevant, especially for a lot of its maxed out players. To keep the game alive, Supercell constantly releases fresh content for higher town halls, while trying to entice lower level players by discounting build times. But this balancing act makes it nearly impossible for new players to catch up. Also, when it comes to town halls, we all know how tough it can be to lock down on a winning base design or find a solid attack strategy. With millions of Clash of Clans videos and questionable websites out there, it can even feel risky for your account. But don't worry, I've got you covered with today's video sponsor, Clash Fanatic app. Clash Fanatic app is my go-to whenever I need a reliable war base, farming base, or progress base for all of my accounts. Whether you're pushing for that next trophy or securing your loot, they've got you covered with tailor-made bases for every single town hall level. And don't forget, they even got 2-stage bases for all Builder Hall 2.0 levels. What sets Clash Fanatic app apart is how easy it is to use. Combined with the quality of the bases, you never have to worry about dead links or outdated setups because they routinely check to make sure every base link is active and unexpired. That's crucial, especially since base links can expire after 90 days of inactivity. With nearly 2 million downloads and over 55,000 5-star reviews since launching in 2017, it's clear why Clash Fanatic app is the top-rated guide for Clash of Clans. It's not just another tool, it's a must-have for any serious clasher looking to up their game. So if you're tired of searching endlessly for a base that works, download Clash Fanatic app today using the link in the description. Now back to the video. I believe Supercell was aware that the town hall problem would arise eventually. Releasing new town halls to the point where they feel out of reach for beginners, it was likely seen as an unavoidable consequence, especially for a game as unique as Clash of Clans. With Town Hall 17 now on the horizon, we see this issue becoming more pronounced. The sheer number 17 feels daunting and distant, making it very hard for new players to believe there's even a realistic way to the top. Many argue that with daily play and strategic focus, you can max out in a relatively short time free to play. It's true that content creators like Judo Sloth have reached Town Hall 10 in just 100 days, so surely someone can max out in 200 or 300 or even 500 days. However, what people overlook is that this is supposed to be a game, not a full-time job. Playing like Judo did for 200 or 300 days is straight up exhausting, time-consuming, and far from practical for most players. It raises the question, is it even worth trying to play anymore, knowing how much of a grind it's become? And it's clear I'm not the only one asking these questions, as looking at a relatively recent report for the player town hall distribution, the lower level town halls 1 to 8 account for only roughly 18% of the game, meaning that while Clash of Clans has been sitting at the top of the App Store for several years, it might be time for a change. Using apps like Clash Ninja help you put into perspective how long of a journey Clash of Clans really is. Setting the tracker to start at the minimum town hall and go to Town Hall 16, we can see the cumulative total is approximately 5 years, 5 months, and 3 days. That is exactly how long it takes to max a new account to Town Hall 16. And if that doesn't seem daunting enough, just know a new town hall annually won't help this number go down either. It's also important to keep in mind that this calculator doesn't take into account real life issues, problems, time management, and the fact that we aren't going to be playing hour to hour, watching our upgrades max and timing them perfectly. Not to mention, burnout is also a significant factor when it comes to idle games like Clash of Clans. There may be times where the game seems really appealing to you and you grind out the game daily, complete all the events and challenges, while other days you see the notifications but couldn't be bothered to ask and forget about the game for months or even delete it for more space. Additionally, build time and resource gathering time are two completely different things. Gathering a lot of gold and elixir to constantly put builders down, not to mention dark elixir and how difficult it is to progress heroes, requires a lot of time. Farming trophies, wars, and loot is a tedious process that contributes to long wait times. However, not being too harsh on Supercell here, in the recent update they have already gone ahead and increased the amount of gold and elixir that can be looted from bases significantly, making this grind a little easier. Also, the new treasure hunt event allows players to pull significantly overpowered rewards with a little bit of luck. That can definitely help players overcome their in-game challenges like loot droughts or even long wait times. Nonetheless, these progression problems still exist in the game. So what has Clash of Clans done to minimize these issues? Cutting Supercell some slack, over the past few years, they have been incorporating several new features to help players reduce the amount of time the early game takes. Things like major time and cost reductions all through Town Halls 1 to 15 have been a big help in terms of how long it takes to farm for these resources and wait for active builders. We've also started to see numerous events that have been providing players with the ability to receive a lot of ores, resources, books, and even hammers. But is it enough to counteract the long tedious process? No, to put it simply, it really isn't. And I think that at the end of the day, that is okay. New players that get into Clash of Clans should know that the game is designed to profit, so playing free to play and maxing their base is a very difficult but obtainable task that will require years of hard work. And I think that many players, especially newer ones, forget that the fun of this game is progressing. The lower level Town Hall gameplay and the satisfying building upgrades are the real reason that you play this game, as once you're maxed, it feels boring and it's always lonely at the top. Restating this once more, it's important to remember that Clash of Clans is not a race, but a marathon. The true enjoyment comes from the gradual progression, the small victories, and the sense of accomplishment with each and every single upgrade. Rushing to the top can take away from the experience and the joy of the game's strategic depth. Every new troop, hero, and strategy you unlock at each Town Hall level adds a layer of complexity and excitement, so instead of focusing solely on the end goal of maxing out, players should definitely embrace the journey, as it's this process of building and evolving that makes Clash of Clans a lasting and rewarding experience. Let me know what you think of this video, and YouTube thinks you'll enjoy these ones next. Peace out and take care.